You pour over your summoning circle one final time. It needs to be perfect. Absolutely perfect. Every candle precisely positioned, every rune flawlessly drawn, every binding in exactly the right place. It's easy enough to summon a succubus. Surviving the encounter, on the other hand, much less so. Of course, there are many who don't let that stop them. The forbidden knowledge and supposedly mind-melting bliss the creatures are said to offer turn out to be just too tempting. You've lost count of the number of novices their kind has claimed. Those with the skill to do a summoning, but without the wisdom not to. And yet here you are, about to make the same mistake. You sigh and gaze over the plains surrounding your tower. You can see the baleful glow of the Hellgate shimmering in the distance. It's even visible during daytime now. You miss the peaceful days. Back when demonic incursions only happened when a cult went unnoticed for too long. Back when the Orb of Nugan was still at full strength. You glance at the artifact lying there on its pedestal. The pedestal that absorbs its magic, refines it, and sends it through the conduits of your tower and out into the world where it powers the barrier that keeps the demons out. It was your greatest achievement, a triumph of magic, the stuff of legends. And it will not save you. You've protected the entire system with the strongest of enchantments, weaves that would take even you weeks to undo and that will last long after you are gone. And they will not save you. The artifact itself is failing. The barrier grows weaker with every passing day, and the Hellgate grows ever closer to opening, and when it finally does, it will be the end. You've studied the problem for longer than you care to admit, scoured every scroll you could get your hands on for even the slightest hint, and yet it was all useless. You know the demons are interfering with the artifact somehow, but you are no closer to finding out how than you were a year ago. And now, you're out of time and out of options. You need new information, and the only place you haven't looked is in the hells themselves. You wouldn't be able to summon one of the demon princes, never mind interrogate one of them. No, the only feasible option left is to summon a succubus, a creature of temptation and lust. Heaving another deep sigh, you turn back to your summoning circle and focus on its center. You exert your will, and reality yields. Where once there was empty space, you now see black, leathery wings folded around a figure, crouching in the middle of your circle. There is no going back now. The wings unfurl, and a vision of pure loveliness rises gracefully from the floor. "How lovely to meet you, mortal," she draws huskily, looking you over with heavy-lidded eyes. She opens her arms invitingly, beckoning you into her embrace. "Come here, and let me make your wildest dreams come true." Her presence exerts an almost physical pull, and you very nearly take an inadvertent step forward. You suddenly understand how her kind has lured so many to an untimely end. How many novices must have leapt right into her arms, disrupting their carefully prepared summoning circle and sealing their own doom. But you are no mere novice. You are an Archmage of the 9th Circle. No errant step will set the abomination you've captured free. Her shackles are anchored to your very will, and it is iron. Your bindings do not merely pin her in place, they seal away her magic and make it impossible for it to affect you. You are covered in layers upon layers of protective spells. You could walk right up to her and touch her, and still be completely safe. You could even kiss her right on the mouth and suffer no ill effects. You almost consider doing it, if only to see the look on her face when she fails to drain your soul. You won't, of course. There's no sense in tempting fate. You feel traces of her magic brushing against your wards, and the tiniest furrow creases her perfect brow. And then, for the first time, she lifts her gaze and looks at you. Really looks at you. It's like you get hit by lightning. Your breath hitches in your throat, and your mind blanks out for a second. Her eyes are impossible. They remind you of stormy skies and foaming seas, but those words barely do them justice. Her eyes are captivating, hauntingly beautiful, and utterly bewitching. You're transfixed, skewered down to your very core, pinned in place like an insect on display. She cocks a single, flawless eyebrow. "Well," she says, "given all of your precautions, I take it this is business rather than pleasure?" She holds your gaze for several heartbeats, but it feels like several eternities. Finally, she chuckles and looks away, at last freeing you from her spell. You take a few moments to collect your wits, piecing your scattered thoughts back together. Then you put on your best scowl and demand that she tells you what is wrong with the artifact. You fully expect her to play coy and pretend she doesn't know what you're talking about, but she frowns and looks at the floor, looking pensive. You find yourself watching her, taking her in. She's beautiful, so very beautiful. You don't know what you were expecting, but not this. She looks like an angel, not a demon. If it wasn't for the bat-like wings and the tail, you would have sworn you had made a mistake. And her eyes. Gods above and below, her eyes. She is gorgeous. What you wouldn't give to... No, she is a demon. One of the infernal legions. She would suck out your soul if you'd give her half the chance. She would happily throw the Hellgate wide open the way for her brethren, and condemn every man, woman, and child in the kingdom to a gruesome death, or worse. She is evil. Irredeemably, unmistakably evil. And yet, she doesn't look evil. She looks innocent. Almost angelic, even. Your gaze roams over her face, pulled towards her impossible, mesmerizing eyes. Her eyes are fascinating. Even now, gazing at them while she gazes at the floor, you can't tell what color they actually are. Her eyes, they suddenly snap up, locking onto yours, and another bolt of lightning jolts through you. You hastily look away, but your mind is reeling. After a few seconds, it dawns on you that she asked you a question. "If I tell you, will you let me go? Will you send me back home?" You stammer out an affirmative, and she aims her gaze at the floor again, becoming silent and pensive once more, mulling things over as if she actually has a choice here. It doesn't take long before you find yourself drawn towards her eyes again. You can't help it. They're a mystery, an enigma, a puzzle that you're desperate to figure out. But as soon as your gaze wanders over to her eyes, they flick up and meet yours. It happens again and again. Sometimes she proceeds to ask you a question. Other times she simply makes eye contact with you without any reason whatsoever. But every single time you look at her eyes, she meets yours, and it's like you get hit by lightning all over again. You know you shouldn't keep seeking out her eyes, that she'll turn them on you as soon as you give her the chance, but you just can't help it. You keep looking at her eyes, and like clockwork, she skewers you with her gaze. Before you look away, and she goes back to looking at the floor again. She is doing it on purpose. looking down, drawing you in, and then blasting you with the full force of her impossible gaze. She is toying with you. She knows what her eyes do to you. This is a game to her. Enough! You are an Archmage of the 9th Circle. Your will is iron. You will not be cowed by some 2-bit temptress from the hells. You stare at her defiantly, and she lazily locks her eyes onto yours. Your knees go weak, and you rush to look away. She laughs, a beautiful tinkling sound, and it makes your ears burn. How? How is she doing this to you? Her magic is sealed. Whatever. So what if you can't quite deal with how absolutely stunning she is? She's still the one that's trapped. You're the one with the power here. It seems like you will have to remind her of that. Fine, she says, her voice cutting into your thoughts. I'll tell you what is wrong with the artifact. Not how to fix it, but what we've done to it. And in return, you'll let me go. Deal? You agree, and she smirks triumphantly. You immediately realize your mistake. Any deal with a demon is a taint upon your soul. It barely even bothers you. This isn't the first sacrifice you've made to keep your world safe, nor is it the worst. And heaven knows it won't be the last. You give her a nod, acknowledging her small victory, and she flashes you a lightning-quick smile in return. You feel her dazzling eyes on yours, drilling into you, but you know better than to meet them. She smiles again, then launches into her explanation. She talks about the artifact, about dreams and the veil between worlds, about magic that can influence dreams and using it to affect the real world. She seems excited about it. Her tail keeps waving in the air as she talks. It's kind of adorable, really. You wonder if she even realizes she's doing it. She keeps talking, and it hits you how lovely her voice is. There's something about it that makes you think of silk brushing against your brain. You don't understand everything she's saying, or even much of it. But something about her words feels right, in a way that nothing you tried or considered ever did. You're finally on the right track. Her tail keeps moving, and you watch it, your eyes following the little spade at the end as it waves back and forth, back and forth. The infernal magic she's describing is alien and unfamiliar. It's hard to follow, hard to wrap your head around. Your head feels funny, strangely fuzzy and floaty, and your body is heavy and languid. The summoning must have taken more from you than you realized. You try to focus on what she's saying, to understand, but her words are like smoke. They keep washing over you, but you can't grasp them. They don't resolve into meaning. It's like she's speaking in a different language. Her voice is still so very pleasant to listen to. And her tail keeps waving in the air, idly, lazily, sweeping back and forth, back and forth. You are tired, exhausted even. You've been working so hard for so long, but you're finally on the right track. You can finally relax. You can finally rest. You are so tired. You close your eyes for just barely a second. There's a hand on your cheek, gently caressing you. It's soft and warm and feels so very... Her hand. You're in the circle. When did you... There's a pressure under your chin. Your head tilts, and her eyes are suddenly right in front of you. Your heart stops. Her eyes. You have to look away. You need to look away. but something pins you in place. Her eyes, your mind comes apart. Her eyes are so beautiful. You thought they were spectacular before, but now that you're seeing them from this close, you have no words. They are so fascinating, more intricate, more compelling, more complex than the most elaborate spell. There are so many different hues and shades of color, and they have such depth. They're depthless, bottomless. You fall into her eyes, deeper and deeper. They're marvelous, truly marvelous, and the longer you keep gazing into them, the more it seems they're changing. Like new colors are emerging and shifting and fading. Like there's a slow, subtle rolling ripple of color unfolding right in front of you. Maybe it's just a figment of your imagination. You don't know. You don't care. You simply sink deeper and deeper into her eyes, into her bottomless, multicolored eyes, into her rippling and shifting and swirling eyes. You have no idea how long you stand there, simply drowning in her eyes as her words pour into your soul. It's both forever and not nearly long enough. You feel so very good. But there's something that's keeping you from feeling even better. Some spells you cast earlier, wards that felt like a good idea then, but which feel stifling now. You dismiss them without a second thought, and instantly a wave of bliss washes over you. An unfamiliar magic wrapping you up and taking hold of your mind. It feels so good. You sigh happily as you sink away even more. Soft, velvety lips join with yours, and a wonderful warmth spreads throughout your entire body. You didn't think it was possible to feel even better still, but you do. Your eyes flutter. You want to close them and just let yourself sink into this moment. But those impossible eyes in front of you widen, and yours respond in kind. Kaleidoscoping colors ensnare your mind and send it spiraling into the sweetest oblivion. You are lost in her eyes, lost in the bliss, lost in her. Her kisses feel like fire, and it feels glorious. You are on fire. Your very soul is burning, and you've never felt better. There's the sound of a snap, and something inside you breaks. Her eyes swallow you whole, and your mind whites out. You awaken as if from the strangest dream. You open your eyes and see your girlfriend sitting there on the sofa. She's knitting, her perfect eyebrows furrowed in concentration. Gods, she's beautiful. The soothing, repetitive motion of her delicate fingers is captivating. And you watch her for a moment, musing how lucky you are to have her, how lucky you are to be hers. As if she feels your gaze on her, her eyes flick up and meet yours, and your heart skips a beat. You would do anything for those eyes. Those depthless, storm-colored eyes. She smiles and gets up from the couch, greeting you warmly and giving you a brief peck on the lips. And once again, you realize how lucky you are to be hers. You walk over to the artifact. It still feels weird a bit at times, to be painstakingly teasing apart the wards you've spent so many years putting together. But you remember her asking you to do it. You remember turning towards her and opening your mouth to tell her that you couldn't, that the artifact was all that was keeping the demons out, that lifting it from its pedestal would let the infernal legions come pouring in. It sounds so ridiculous now. You think of the way she nailed you with those impossible eyes of hers, and the brilliant smile she gave you when you said yes. You don't know why you're undoing the wards, but you don't have to. It's enough to know that she asked you to do it. You would do anything for her. Anything for her eyes and her smile. You would see the world burn, and gladly, if it would earn you another smile like that. Not that it will come to that. You unravel a few more threads of magic. You're almost done. It's taken you weeks, but you're almost done. You smile fondly. What an amazing time it has been. You think of all those times your girlfriend would let you rest your head on her lap, whispering sweet nothings in your ears until you fell asleep. You remember her almost childish delight as she discovered something new. Those many hours spent playing castles well into the night, and her wicked, wicked sense of humor. It's been absolutely wonderful. Why are you reminiscing like this? Like the world is about to end? Your brain can be so weird sometimes. There were even times you got the ridiculous notion into your head that you should be strengthening the artifact's wards, not weakening them. It's a good thing your girlfriend was always there for you. You loved the way she'd cup your face in her hands, look deeply into your eyes, and bring you back to your senses whenever you got confused. You don't remember much of what she told you. It was kind of hard to think straight when you were looking into those incredible eyes of hers. Hells, it still is. But you're not confused anymore now. You know exactly what you must do. And you know you love her. With all your heart, and more than anything in the world. You haven't doubted that. Not even for a second. The last binding on the artifact comes undone. The protective magic is still there, hanging on by a thread, like a house of cards poised to come crumbling down. But for the first time in decades, the artifact itself is naked and unprotected. You put your hand on the orb that has taken up so much of your time and attention and breathe a sigh of relief. At last you can pick it up and give it to her. At last you will get to see that dazzling smile again. And yet, you hesitate. You can't shake the feeling that something is terribly, terribly wrong. Like you're on the precipice of making a horrible, irreversible mistake. Your girlfriend nuzzles up to you, gliding her hand along your arm until it comes to rest on your hand. You breathe in the intoxicating scent of her perfume, and your concerns fade away. You feel her chest pushing into your back, her hot breath blowing against the sensitive skin on your neck, and you sigh happily. She's really grown a lot more affectionate lately. A wide grin breaks out on your face. You are content, truly happy. You try to lift the artifact, but she pins your hand in place. On second thought, she murmurs, I think I'd rather keep you all to myself. A burst of powerful, unfamiliar magic passes through your hand, and something in the artifact shifts in response, like something crooked becoming straight. A heartbeat later, its power surges, radiating magic with a strength you've never felt before. Your wards slam back into place, and the baleful glare of the Hellgate winks out in an instant. You turn to look at her, completely befuddled. Enormous, bat-like wings unfurl from her back, and her dazzling eyes capture yours, a mischievous twinkle dancing in their entrancing depths. It feels like you finally awaken from the longest dream. The succubus. You tense up, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But she simply flashes you a brittle smile and presses herself against you. There's something almost vulnerable about her. Something fragile. And it breaks your heart. Gods, but you love her. Succubus or not. Having tricked you or not. You love her. She leans into you, her soft lips drawing you into a tender kiss. And you return it. hesitant at first, and then eagerly. You are happy. Impossibly happy. You summoned a succubus and saved the world. But, best of all, you found the love of your life.